don't know, my name is Sunny Love. I am the owner of this particular group, which I have to do a little celebration because we just reached the 500 mark, Ali. Yay!
Yay!
So it's only a little group, but it's growing and there's lots of activity. And, the people that are really being active in the group are really beautiful souls and, they're great business owners and they're all so different, different characters, different businesses. So it's really, really nice. So so basically, I teach women with little or no experience how to create a profitable online business, using all those technical bits and pieces and actually matching it all together like jigsaw pieces, because there's so much information out there. And I try and get it into a very concise way for you to learn. Now, that actually helps you create a life of freedom and choice. And some of you may actually still be working a 9 to 5 job and, you're desperate to get out of that job as well and running the business on the side. So we want to get you there as quickly as possible to fulfill all of your dreams. So what I do is I actually run regular spotlight sessions, and this week is crazy busy. We've got about 5 of them, maybe actually 6. So it is crazy busy with the spotlight sessions, but it is our way. It's an opportunity of me introducing these lovely ladies who are the members of the group to you so that you can actually find out who they are, because don't we buy from people that we know, like and trust? And what I want to do is I want to give you the opportunity to see who the other members are and for you to understand their business more fully as well. So it's a great way of connecting. And I know from the past spotlight sessions, we're actually on number 10 now. From the other 9 spotlight sessions, I know that every single one of the ladies has actually had a connection with someone. So my goal has been fulfilled in connecting people. So today, our spotlight session is with the lovely Ali Bagley. What a fantastic
Oh,
name. I love your name, Ali Bagley. It's
thank you.
brilliant.
It's certainly better than my maiden name was. My maiden name was Dore, which I always had to spell for everybody and sort out because it was just Dore with an accent acute on the end. Nightmare. So I'm much happier with Bagley.
Oh, it's a good name. So let me just tell people a little bit about you, Ali, before we actually go into the questions and really find out everything. So Ali is a writer's coach. She specializes in helping coaches and small business owners to grow their business by working with them to develop their courses and write their books, which sounds absolutely amazing because it is one of the big problems that comes up. It's really difficult to find the words sometimes, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. And people don't know where to start. And then when you don't know where to start and you're not sure what to do, then the overwhelm sets in and then you end up procrastinating and then you end up never getting it done. And you think it's going to be really difficult and it's going to take hours and lots of time and all that stuff. So I just make everything simple. I'm very much about getting to the point and making everything as simple as it can be. So particularly with courses, I run a course which is called Everything You Need to Know About Developing Your Online Course, which is simply that. So we just go through 18 different things that you need to be aware of, including how to structure your content, engage your audience, make sure that all the technical stuff is in place, all of those bits and pieces very simply. And we do that live. The next one is on Wednesday. So it's all on my link tree. It's all there for everybody to get to. So that's Wednesday. But I also do a pre-recorded one that you can buy and just literally follow it at your own pace in different modules. So that's there. And the same with writing books. I specialize particularly in helping business owners to write books about their business. So to write books as lead magnets, as things to give away, as PDF or to sell, to generate income. But again, there's a very specific structure for doing that makes it effective and engaging and saleable. And I'm an author of 7 books for business, many of them behind me. So I know what I'm doing with that. And I take you right through from concept, because some people even struggle with the concept. They know what their business is, but what's my book going to be about? Right the way through to self-publishing on Amazon. So the whole lot.
Excellent. Yeah. So you actually encourage people to write their books, not just to use as lead magnets, but also to publish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's got to be your best business card, hasn't it? A published book.
That's exactly what it is. It is your business card. It tells people so much about who you are and what you can do. And I always make sure that whatever I publish, there's value in there for people.
Hmm. Mm.
There's got to be at least one thing, if not many, that will help you to transform your business, to transform your coaching business, particularly to make it better and easier. I'm very much about work-life balance. And for me, I love my work, so it's all balanced anyway.
Yeah.
But being able to not waste time or
Mm.
spend time on the things that you find difficult and hard and overwhelming. Let's get those simplified. Let's get those out of the way. And then you can do what you love.
Yes, yeah, I really like that actually, because what I'm finding is that there's a lot of overcomplication online these days. And, part of that overcomplication comes because there are many ways of doing the same thing. I mean, I used to run an IT training company and I used to teach corporates, corporate delegates, trainees, how to use Microsoft products. And one of the things that I used to always say is we always used to start it off by telling them what the objective was of this particular session. And I'd always remember this one, something simple as cut, copy, and paste. I used to say to people, right now, we're going to teach you how to copy and paste text into a different area using the mouse, because there are actually 5 different ways of doing it. And it's the same with so many things online, whether it is writing an ebook, whether it's doing a funnel, whether it's actually putting a course together, whatever that might be. There are several ways of doing it. And I like the idea that you simplify it. But what I'd like to know is how what are your tips? Just give us 3 tips to get someone to that point of simplifying, say, writing an ebook.
Okay, so for writing an ebook, the first thing you need to do is identify who it's for. You begin always with your customer. Who are you writing it for? And you do that by thinking about who is the ideal person, who is the person who wants this, who needs this, who has the problem that keeps them awake at night that you have the solution to with your knowledge and what you understand. So number one, always you think about who it's for. The second thing to think about is what is the best medium to present that help, that support, that information for that ideal client, for that person. So do they want to see it in an article on LinkedIn? Would that be their ideal place? Or do they want to go to your website and download a free PDF? Or do they like to buy a solid book that they can hold and use for whatever? So think about really what kind of medium you want for that. And then I would say the thing to think about is, okay, I know who it's for. I know how I'm going to put it together. Then you've really got to think about what problem am I solving? What
That's
problem
key.
am I solving? So whose problem and what problem am I solving? And how? What do I have that will help that ideal client to solve that problem? And that makes it so simple then. When you've got those 3, when you know who you're helping and why you're helping them and the problem that you're solving, it will flow.
Yes.
And I show people how to do that in a structured way.
Yeah, definitely. So, what it sounds like to me is just to get the clarity first. Okay, so as I was saying, it's about getting that clarity first of all. And once you have got that clarity, and I can vouch for that as well, I've written many ebooks, and I can vouch for the fact that once you actually really know who it is that you're talking to, what their problem is, and how to solve it, it makes everything much, much easier. And, some of the information doesn't even necessarily have to come from your own head, because there's a lot of information out there already,
Exactly.
so.
Sometimes it's about signposting people to the information that they need. So I'm writing a book at the moment with a colleague called Susan Lane. We both come from project and management and corporate backgrounds, but have been small business owners for a long time as well. And it's literally called Love Coaching, Hate Business. And it simplifies all the things you need to know about running your business in simple steps. So right from starting with, do you have that entrepreneur gene? You know,
Mm-hmm.
is your mindset right for running your own business? Because it's bloody hard.
It is.
It really is a lot of work. I was as surprised as anybody, but it really is. So right the way through to again, thinking about the technology that you're going to need. What about budgeting? What about insurances? All of that kind of stuff made simple. And in that, it's not a huge, great tome that covers everything. Each chapter's 4 or 5 pages, but we direct you to what you need to know and what you need to understand. And then you will talk about insurances, and then you can go and do your searching for the best one for your business. So
Yes. Yeah.
it's a signposting book. So yeah,
Yeah.
I like to simplify stuff for people and make it easy.
Excellent. I used to run a business called Keep It Simple Software. And there, rather than keep it simple, stupid, that old classic saying, and it was keep it simple software. And that's what we used to do is we used to actually really simplify things. So I'm actually totally resonating with what you're doing. So now that we've talked about what you're doing, what I would really love for our members to know is, who is Ali?
Ah,
Who's the lady behind the name and the Facebook profile?
oh, I am a 57-year. No, I'm not quite 57 yet. I'll be 57 next month. Mother, grandmother, wife, friend, sister, aunt, business owner, coach, friend, loads and loads and loads of different things to different people.
Of
But
course.
mostly, I am just incredibly passionate about helping people grow and develop one way or another. And so there's the business coaching and the writers coaching. But my passion, my real passion at the moment is emotional geography. That's what I'm
Yes.
totally
Now,
into.
now, this is something I haven't even mentioned, ladies that are watching or on the replay. So Alice does something, uses a methodology called emotional geography, which is about self-awareness and growth.
It is.
Now, I know what self-awareness is and I know what growth is, but what's this term emotional geography? What does that actually mean?
Okay. Emotional geography or emotional mapping is a methodology that was developed by an Italian gentleman called Marco Bertagni, who has grown it into a business called EMME, which is eliciting, mapping, and managing emotions. And I'm the business director for that. It's an international coaching platform. And everything we do there, either be it courses or journeys or games, there's 3 different ways we do things, involves emotional mapping. Now, emotional mapping, this methodology is about learning about yourself through focusing on pivotal moments in any aspect of your life. So either your entire life's journey, a particular challenge you're dealing with or situation, a relationship, your career, your business. And what we do is we take you through mapping out that particular situation or that particular journey.
Hmm.
And we do it by you focus on the pivotal moment and you remember how you felt. Now, when you look back on your life and you think about where you were, when, who you were with, what you're wearing, all that kind of stuff, that kind of goes. But how you felt in that moment will remain with you always. So we take that emotion and then you think about a geographical feature or element that resonates with that emotion. So let me give you an example. If I'm talking about my career journey and I think about my first day in work, my overwhelming emotion when I started my first job at 16, first proper job, was fear, absolute and total fear. So I've got fear. And then when I relate that to a geographical feature, I think about mountains, because for me, a mountain is hard to climb. It's a barrier. It's unknown. So I've got then the mountains of fear, and I put that on my map. And that map always goes along a river. So you've got the river of your career, you've got the river of your life, your river of your relationship. So you start. So I've got the mountains of fear. And then further along, I might have the birth of my first child, which was the whirlpool pool of joy. And then I've got when I started my coaching business, which is the planes of expectation. And you map all the way along. So let me show you. I don't know how clear, because I map constantly 24/7 because I'm a map addict. So you end up with something that looks kind of like this.
Oh, yes, right.
Okay.
Looks like something out of Lord of the Rings.
It does. And literally, this is, so I've got the garden of family love, and this is all about my childhood and education. And then it comes down through work, comes through my first marriage, and then that breaking up and all the emotions around that, right the way through to where I am now, which is in the fountains of friendship from the delta of new hope. And what this does,
Ali, before you put it down, could you just hold it to the camera a bit more? That's it. There we go. That's really clear now. That's lovely. Yeah, it's very creative and artistic as well.
It is. And we'll make it really easy for people when we're doing it. So we give you a wheel of emotions and we give you a wheel of geographical elements so you can match them. And what it does is this. It allows you to look back at your life from a third party point of view. So you get a new perspective. Then two things happen. One, you see things more clearly than when it's all inside and internal. And two, you're much more able to share it. So you think if somebody asks you to talk about a situation that you're going through, it might be hard to verbalize that, to talk about it. But if somebody says, describe your map for me, you just talk them through the map. You become disassociated from it in a way that allows you to share it. And when you share and you listen to other people sharing, the power and the emotion in the room is phenomenal. And the big thing is it allows you to see what your strengths are. What I always say is right here today, where you are, you're a survivor of everything you've gone through. And you look back at your map and you see how you've overcome those challenges and how you've survived. And it really helps you to plan going forward and identify what you want and what you need and how you're going to achieve it. And it is relevant for every situation in life, because in every situation there's emotion. So that is what, in short, emotional geography is about. And we do a thing called Map Out Your Emotions. So Marco and I present together for 3 hours. We take you through the history and the methodology of emotional geography. Then we all do a mapping. And every time I do another one and I learn something new. And then we share the mapping and we talk about how you analyze it and use it as a tool. The next one of those is on the 8th of July. So people are welcome to come along to those as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. What's the date that it's on?
8th of July. I think it's 6
8th of July. Oh, so not long then.
Yeah.
It starts soon.
Yeah,
so this is a face-to-face thing, or is it online?
It's all online. It's all online because the community of EMME is, we're now nearly 80 what we call geographers of emotions. That's what we are. And people on their journey.
Yeah. I actually really love the process, because I mean there are lots of different techniques that we can use, but what we find, or what I found dealing with a lot of people generally, is that they bring their stories with them. So it's almost like it's a bag that's being dragged along behind them, and it's, you know, you can ask the question, what is stopping you from moving forward? And no one can obviously explain it's all this crap that I'm bringing with me. But that's the truth. It's actually, people do get dragged down by their stories, but also the physical side of their stories. And what I mean by that, apart from the emotional side, what I mean by that, the physical side of the story, is that people hold on to ailments. Like, you notice how people use the language, my bad back, my shoulder, my arm, my wrist, things like that. So they kind of hold on to it. And it's almost, in some ways, I think it might be a bit of a protection mechanism, but it is that thing that stops you. And what I loved about what you said is that by drawing this out, mapping this out, you become unattached to the actual emotion itself.
You do.
And like I've said, there are many ways of doing that, but this is really quite unique. I mean,
It
did
is.
Marco create it himself, or
He
was
did.
this is
Yeah.
this something, because you talk about the history,
Yeah.
is this something that is ancient and
There is a history that began in the 17th century when a lady called Madame de Scudéry in France did what was widely accepted as the first emotional map. And there are emotional maps through history, but this particular methodology, emotional geography, has been developed by Marco from all of that history and has led to the development of this international platform where we deliver all these services that involve it. And on that platform, anybody can come along and become a geographer of emotions. We do a full training for that. We take people on 4 times a year. But what we also do is we allow people to license, because it's registered, license the methodology to use in their own business. So there's always that option available as well, because it is people, when you've seen it and you've done it, you will love it.
yes, I can imagine.
Blown
Yeah.
away.
Yes, yeah, I can see that. So once the recording is finished, please make sure that you put all of your links down below.
Well,
Particularly because this starts on the 8th of July. If there's anybody here that wants to do the geography, the emotional geography, then you got to do this. It looks, I mean, apart from anything else, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks
oh, it
like you
is.
can tap into your creative side. And to be released from all of that baggage and those emotions is, it's quite something.
Totally.
Surrender to the process is what I say.
Exactly. Well, the
Yeah.
latest course that we did was called Managing Loss. It was about loss and grief and dealing with losing people, losing yourself, losing your job. And you think that's a pretty dark subject, but it was hilarious. We had so much fun with it because you get rid of the disassociation and it depends on the presenter. I mean, Aisha Chaudhry, who presented that one, is completely nuts anyway. So that was super.
Yeah.
She likes to dress up as Wonder Woman. We have so many characters in EMME. And she had her cape on and she just said, I need to do a fly, because she was so happy. And she was just going across the room, like behind the camera, like this, going, whee! And there's a way that it lifts. Emotional geography just lifts.
Yes, yeah. And that's what we need right now. Okay, so one of the questions that I've been dying to ask you is, who is that puppy that you keep holding in your pictures?
Oh, this is Teddy. Let me see if I can show you Teddy. This is Teddy, my virtual assistant, who is asleep now. My camera's all messed up now, but that's not too bad. He is nearly 6. He's a cockapoo and he's a bit mental.
Yeah.
And he can never be more than about 10 feet away from me.
Oh, he looks adorable. Absolutely adorable. Yes,
He really
yeah.
is.
All right, so tell us, give me one book that you would recommend to our ladies and why, as you are a book writer.
Okay, The 4 Agreements I would recommend.
Yes, hallelujah to that one.
Where is it? Where is my 4 Agreements? I put it somewhere the other day. It changed my life. It literally teaches you about always being at your best, always being impeccable with your words, so honest and true. Never taking things personally, which was one of the greatest lessons I ever learned. And never make assumptions. Never assume that you know what anyone else is thinking or feeling. And when you really incorporate that into your life, wow. Wow. I used to be the kind of person who took everything personally.
Yeah, right. Okay. So with the 4 Agreements and the emotional geography, that's really helped you a lot as well.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally
I love the 4 Agreements. Absolutely wonderful book. I read that cover to cover several times, and got the audio as well. And I used to play that in the car when I was traveling a lot. And you've reminded me, I need to get hold of it again because I'm a kind of traveler, if you like. That doesn't mean I'm a gypsy. It just means I'm traveling. it's disappeared somewhere. Or maybe I even left it in Australia. Maybe it was one of those books
Mm,
that I thought, no, I can get that anyway. But I hold myself to those values as well,
yeah,
very much,
yeah,
very much. And I think that even if you just, without even the background, even if you just know what those four rules are, and then when you're not, say, impeccable with your word, you can check yourself.
yeah. You do.
Ah,
You
hang
do
on. Am I
check
being
yourself.
impeccable with my word and my thought?
Mm,
Because the thoughts
yeah,
are just as powerful as what comes out of here.
they really are. You
Yeah.
might. There are situations sometimes when you might want to exaggerate or, say something for whatever
Mm.
reason, and I don't now. It literally comes up and blocks me and says, "No, tell the truth. Be
Yeah.
honest. Be
Yeah.
straight."
Yes. Yeah. And
Brilliant.
it is liberating. It is
Yeah,
liberating to be really honest. I mean, I think that some people can see that as quite hard for themselves because we tend to sort of gloss things over, or like you say, we tend to exaggerate slightly. But when you're really true to your word, it is very empowering and it is incredibly liberating.
it is. It is.
Yes. Yeah.
Being truthful, not making assumptions.
Mm.
It's so easy to make assumptions about people, particularly.
Mm.
Don't question, ask,
Mm.
find out. And that will affect how you behave with different people as well. That is
Mm.
more true for them.
Mm.
And not taking things personally. I mean, I for years and years and years, I've lost to worrying about what other people think,
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
and I just don't
Yes.
anymore.
Yes. Yeah. What was your breakthrough?
Literally reading that book, doing the emotional geography, and walking away from a toxic situation at work that was really comfortable. I was earning great money. I loved my work and everything else, but I had a boss who was nightmare.
Yeah.
And at 56, I decided to start again.
Wow. That's brave.
It was very brave, very brave. And I didn't realize how brave it was, to be honest. I had some redundancy money that was seeing me through for a few months, but I literally let go of everything and decided
Mm.
to start fresh again. And that has completely changed my life for the better.
Mm-mm. And actually, it does take strength to walk away from something like that, to walk away from the toxic relationship itself, and to walk away from a well-paid job,
Yeah,
to suddenly embark on a whole new business journey of your own. And it sounds to me like you've come on amazing.
yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
earning as much now. I've earned as much this month from my business as I
yeah.
did when I worked in corporate, and I've done that
Yes.
in 8 months, which I'm absolutely chuffed about.
Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
it's going really well, really
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Okay, so one final question for you because we're nearly at the end of the time. No, in fact, I'm going to ask you two questions.
Okay,
All right, so the first question I'm going to ask you is what are you most grateful for today?
friends and family, always the people in my life.
Hmm.
That very,
Excellent.
very simply.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then the next question I'm going to ask, which was a question that was asked to me by Carolyn Williams. I was on her show, she was interviewing me, and I just absolutely loved this question because it was relating to something that I used to say myself. And the question is, where is Ali's happy place?
My happy place, I'll tell you exactly where my happy place is because I was there a couple of weeks ago and I was sat on the sofa in my son's house and I had my 2-week-old new baby granddaughter in my arms and I was watching my 2.5-year-old grandson and his daddy running around and playing in the living room. And I said to my son, I don't think I've ever been happier in my life
Oh,
than I
oh,
am right now. So
that's really
that's
touching. That's
my total
beautiful.
happy place. But I'm happy all the time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all the time. But that was
Exactly. I can see that. I can see that. Yes. Yeah. Do you know what? It's been my absolute pleasure talking to you today, Ali.
I.
You know,
And
sometimes, you know, we've never spoken before,
No?
and I feel like I've known you for years, and we're just
Yeah,
having a chit chat. It's been lovely. Yeah,
it's been really great. Yes, we should do it again sometime. I'll
we
interview
will.
you next time.
Yeah, do that. That'll be
Yeah.
cool. Now, Ali, just to finish off, how do people get in touch with you? What would you like them to do next?
If people are interested in help with developing their courses, writing their books, they can either visit my website to see how to um, work with me one-to-one,
Mhm.
or they can go and look. Everything will be on Linktree. It's just the one link, and you'll see everything there. So you can go to my website to find out about everything that I do. There's a list of all my courses. So if you're interested in those, click on those. It will take you through to a Samcart page that talks you through everything.
Mhm.
You're interested in any of my books, you can click on those, and again you can see what they are and what they're all about. So just have a mooch around and a nose about at what I do, and if you think I can help you, just get in touch. No obligation. Let's have a chat and we can sort something out.
Excellent, great. So, what we'll do is that after the recording has gone up, there is a little delay, but after the recording has gone up, Ali will put all of her links, which sounds to me like it's just the one Linktree, which is also it's very useful. If any of you don't know about Linktree, by the way, just go and search for it. You'll find it easily, and set yourself up. You can have a free account or a paid for account. With the free account, it's just very, very basic, but you can put loads of links on there and it takes everybody to everything that you want them to go to.
So simple.
Yeah, very, very simple.
Did
And
I
if you
say I
haven't got
like to
round,
simplify things?
oh, yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, then. So I want to just say thank you to everybody that's come on the live and thank you to everyone that's on the replay. And finally, once again, thank you very much, Ali Bagley. You're
You're
an amazing
welcome.
lady and I love
Thank
what you
you.
do. It's been really interesting speaking to you today.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sunny.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.